Daily Zohar, the shiur is dedicated to Refuah Shlema of Beila Bat Shprinza Perel, to the Hatzlacha of Fegel Sarah Bat Reuven Lev Parnasa, and to everybody else who needs that. Amen. Alright. The Zohar says, Rabbi Elazar Patach ve'amar. Rabbi Elazar stood up and said, based on the pasuk in Zechariah, Vayirini et Yehoshua Kohen HaGadol, and he showed me Yehoshua the high priest, Omed Lifnei Malach Hashem, standing in front of Malach Hashem. It was done through prophecy. And he said, Rabbi Elazar said, come and see. Oy livnei Adam she'enam mistaklim bechvod Adonam. Woe to the person or to the people who are not concerned with the honor of God. Every day, he says, those people, there's a great voice in the sky that comes and says, these guys are not being careful. Gives a testimony. Ba Adam li'istakir b'mitzvot HaTorah. Person comes to look, to contemplate on the mitzvot, and the Torah tells us how to change your ways, how to fix yourself, how to become a better person. All these mitzvot, by the way, between Adam lechavero, between a man and to his fellow human being, are in a way more severe than ben Adam lemakom, between man and God. Because if you did tshuva, if you repented, he says, okay, I did something wrong, please God forgive me, he will forgive you. But when it's between a man to another man, you cannot say to God, oh, please forgive me for what I have done for him. You have to go to that person and ask him to forgive you. So that's something to remember, how much importance the Torah, how much emphasis the Torah puts on that, because in a way, it is maybe hard to say, but I have to say it. What point does it have to be concerned with God when among yourself you cannot bring that concern between a man to another person? At what right do you have to come in front of God and tells him, I care about you, I care about what you tells me to do, when he is the one who told you, care about your fellow human being, take care of the weak, love your fellow Jew? It's the same God who tells you to do that. So, yeah. But not this kind of Jews. These are, I like old Jews, but nah, not these. I like old people, but nah, not this. Why do you think that you sound genuine and legitimate when you say, I care about you, but only between what happens between me and you, but I don't really care about them, when he's the one who told you care about that? You got to think about it very carefully. I think a person that does not have it inside himself, to be able to care, first of all, to people and about people. How could you care about something so great as God when you can't find it within you, the room to care about little things like people? It's impossible. And even if you do, your avodat Hashem is going to be impaired. It's not going to be complete. How can you fulfill ve'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha b'chol levavcha b'chol nafshecha b'chol me'odecha? How can you fulfill this? And you should love God with all your heart, with all your might, and so on and so forth, when you're not able to do ve'ahavta le'reacha kamocha. Just love your fellow person like you love yourself, not with all your power. To love God with everything you have is a tremendous test. Here, just love this person. If you cannot bring about yourself love at this level, how can you bring yourself love at that level? I don't know. If anybody can explain to me, please do. Anybody could explain to me, please do. Well, you can take the chance and write to us at Rabbi Gaon at yeshiva@etzion.com or gmail.com, and I would like to hear, how do you think it's possible to love God and not to love another person? I don't know. I'm not claiming to be a smart person, or but I mean, a little bit of brains I think I do have. I don't understand how is it possible. It's just that for me it's impossible. I don't know how. So, but when a person looks into the Torah and makes a decision to change his life and contemplates on the Torah, kama melitzim yesharim omdim la'askir alav tov. How many angels that would speak on his behalf, good on his behalf, will be there? Ba'adam, came a person, ve'avar al mitzvot HaTorah. Yeah, let's put it this way, because he's working there. Ve'avad al mitzvot HaTorah. And he violated the mitzvot of the Torah. Elu ha'ma'asim, those actions, come now and speak against him. Completely against him. And who did he speak? When? In front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in front of God. That's what it means. Yoshua Kohen Gadol Haya. Yoshua was a high priest. Ve'emidu, and they made him stand. Ma katuv bo, what does it say? Ve'hasatan omed al yemino lesotno. And the devil went down to Georgia. The devil was standing on his right side to speak against him. Now, I want to clarify something here, or maybe share with you an idea that might be a little bit of a controversial, but nevertheless is an idea. We just said before, the Zohar said before, that when a person does bad deeds or bad actions, those actions speak against him. Here it says Yoshua Kohen Gadol, not Yeshua Kohen Gadol, did have the Satan, the devil, stand right next to him. So if we're going to apply a basic mathematical equation, therefore your bad actions are your devil. Think about that. Ve'im bezekach, and if this is true for a person who was a Kohen Gadol, a high priest, Bishar bnei Adam, with other people, she'enam mistaklim al kavod adolam, they don't look at the kavod, at the honor of the people. He was a Kohen Gadol. Who are we? He used to enter the Holy of Holies. If this is with him, it says, Im ba'arazim nafla shalhevet, ma yagidu ezovei akir. If in the cedars a fire was caught, what will be the case with the moth on the wall? Of course it's going to be consumed. And Yoshua Kohen Gadol is like an erez, like a cedar tree. So with regular people, alachat kama v'chama, even more so. Re'eh ma katuv, look what it says. Ve'Yoshua haya lavush begadim tzoim. And Yoshua was wearing very filthy clothes. Ve'emidu, and they made him stand. Aval begadim tzoim, what does it mean, clothes? Vaday halevushim she'aruach nitlabesh ba'em ba'olam ha'u. Your actions are the clothing of your soul in the spiritual world. You think that today in this world, if you're going to wear, I don't know, Dolce Gabbana, you're going to wear Armani, Givenchy, I don't know, whatever it is, whatever. Your kavod, you're going to be honored based on the clothing you wear. You're right. If you wear a nice Armani suit, people will look at you, wow, or Hugo Boss, I don't know, these are the things I know. I'm sure there are more important things than that. Handmade Armani suit by Giorgio himself. People, wow, man, this is in this world. In the other world, our actions, our deeds, are the garments, the clothing for the soul. And this is how you're going to stand in front of the king. Are you going to stand, for example, in front of the Queen of England, wearing basketball shorts, sneakers with no socks, which I don't know why you guys wear those socks to begin with, I don't know. You know, there's like little faggy socks. I said faggy socks. You know, basketball shorts like this, like you can put like 5 people inside, you know, with sweaty like this, dirty with oil, like you ate sardines and it's like spilled. Are you going to stand in front of a queen like this? No. You won't stand in front of your mother like that. How would you stand in front of God wearing dirty clothes? Begadim mean excrement. Okay? Are you going to stand like this? Oops, I pooped. In front of a king? Are you planning for the day in which you're going to meet God? Let's say, for example, I'm going to tell you, in 8 months, you're going to meet, El Duce, you're going to meet President Obama. You're going to go to the White House. You're going to have a ceremony for you. You're going to come to the Oval Office. You're both going to be able to put your feet on the table. You're going to have a couple of beers, smoke a cigar appropriately, and there's going to be, take pictures of you and so on and so forth. And of course, you're going to plan every single day between now and 8 months, progressively how you're going to come to this event of making cheers with the president in the Oval Office, smoking a cigar and talking about, whatever you guys are going to talk about. Just make sure it's not Cuban cigars. You're going to wear clothes. You're going to make sure the clothes are, appropriately fitting to you. And it's nice. You're going to exercise. You don't want to come with a belly. You're going to brush your teeth, maybe whiten your teeth. Bekitsu, to make a long story short, you're going to prepare very carefully to meet another fellow human being. That just like you, lives, eats, breathes, takes showers, sweats, has toothaches, has headaches, has a mother-in-law, and so on and so forth. It's just a human being just like you. How about if you're going to meet the Queen of England in the House of Lords? She's going to call upon you and she's going to knight you. Then even more. She's only the Queen of England, but guess what? Queen of England has stomach aches too, if you know what I mean. She's a person. She's the Queen of England, but she's a person. What are you doing to prepare yourself to an event like this? A lot. What are you going to do to meet God? Are you preparing yourself? Now I'm telling you, your clothes are your actions, your deeds, your self-transformation, how much you transform yourself for this event. Because they're going to do a security, a back check on you, right? Even though they know you're a nice guy, they're going to make sure that during this time that now you're going to meet the president, you haven't any funky emails. They're going to listen to your wiretapping to make sure you're, appropriate to meet him. What are you doing to appropriate yourself to meet God? Do you ever think about that? How disgraceful it is that we're going to come in front of God with dirty clothes. It's a disgrace. What are we doing for it? Busy collecting money? Oh, I'm not saying money is not important. We all have to have a living. But on your pursuit to money, how much did you get dirty? Did you earn your money honestly? Were you going to work as an honest person to be able to appropriately represent who you are and prepare yourself for that? On your pursuit to anything, do you put God in front of you as a beacon of light in which you direct your actions not to get lost? Because if you don't, you are going to get lost. You are going to get lost. You're going to lose the reason why you did that, and then it's going to be a problem. And it says, Ashrei chelko, lucky is the person, shemi shelevushav metukanim, that his clothes are fixed, ushlemim, and they are complete, ba'olam ha'u, and that world. V'hinei ne'emar, it says, kol mi sherotzim lachneso begehenom, whoever, a person like this, they want to put him in hell. Ech hem halevushim shemalbishim oto, right? It's going to be determined on his clothing. כתוב כאן, ויהושע היה לבוש בגדים צועים ועומד לפני המלאך. And he stood in front of the angel. מי הוא המלאך? Who is this angel? זהו המלאך הממונה על גיהנום. He is the master refiner. He is the one who is in charge of the big fire down there. והוא ממונה, is in charge of כל מי שרואה בהלבושים. He sees you buy this clothing, come here. You can come like this to the king. Come on. Come to the fire. They'll clean you up. Then you can come in front of the king. You don't want to go and meet this guy? It's not a problem. Clean your clothes. Mikan, from here. יש להסתכל, a person needs to look at his actions. שעושים לו אלו הלבושים הצועים, that are the result are this dirty clothes that you're wearing. ויאמר אליו, ראה העברתי מעליך עוונך. I removed your sin from you. ואלבש אותך מחלצות, and I put fineries on you. כי הלבשו לבשים אחרים. He put different clothing on him. מתוקנים, which are fixed, שבהם מסתכל האדם בזיו יקרו של אדונו. These are the appropriate clothing in which you would be allowed to look at God. Because it says, ולא יראני האדם וחי, a living person would not be able to see God. When you die, you're going to see God. Everyone is going to see God. But before you see Him, you need to be appropriate. Lehavdil. You would not think to go to an opera wearing a pair of jeans and a wife beater or a t-shirt. Why? It's a bunch of fat people singing, making voices. Still, it's an opera. Right? You're not going to go to Metropolitan Ballet, to the Bolshoi Ballet, wearing flip-flops, would you? So let me ask you this. If you're not going to go to an event like that wearing flip-flops, and you don't know how long you live, how do you wear flip-flops? Every day, every moment, you should be ready to meet your Creator. Wearing flip-flops? The flip-flops that you wear here are the flip-flops of your actions. One time I flip here, one time I flip there. One time I'm religious, one time I'm not. One time I keep kosher, one time I'm not. One time I this, and one time I'm not. I'm flip, I flop. That's good if you're a politician. But if you're a serious person, committed to a spiritual growth, if you're a person who is committed to live the Word of God, you cannot flip-flop. You're not a burger. Even burgers that tell you, wait until this side is down, then flip it to the other side. Don't flip and flop the burger. That's a burger. And it says, come and see. At that matter, Pinchas, שלא נסתלק מן העולם, did not depart from the world. עד שניתקנו לפניו לבושים אחרים. Until he was able to change, so-called, his garments. שהרוח נהנה מהם לעולם הבא, which the spirit would enjoy in the world to come. בשעה אחת נתפשר מאלו. In one moment, he was able to remove himself, because they were talking badly about him. He was able to remove himself from that. ונתלבש באלו, and he was wearing those appropriate clothing, לקיים מה שכתוב, in order to fulfill the pasuk that says, הנני נותן לו, hereby I give him my covenant of harmony, my covenant of peace. בעוד שהיו הולכים, היה השמש חזק, וישבו צל של סלע אחד במדבר. While they were walking, they were sitting by the shadow of one rock in the desert. אמר רבי אלעזר, הצל הוא ודאי שמחת הנפש. The shadow is for sure the joy of the soul. Leha'atzil is to go. So when a person is walking in the heat of the desert of their life, the rock is not a rock. We call Kadosh Baruch Hu, sometimes we refer to him as the flint rock, Hatzul. The shadow in which the rock will give us, to stand by the shadow of God. That is the joy of the soul. So when you walk, you might be happy physically, you might be happy whatever. Spiritual happiness is only going to happen when you're going to be able to rest in the shadow of God. Amen.